Yo, bartender.
Bar's closed.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot.
Hey, man, I know you just put up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to her. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's alright. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink, cause it look like you need
one drink. I can do one drink. I can do one drink, cause I really yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of the things we're brought to you by is what Craftmatic got. What Minecraft.
Yes.
We're going to do something different, y'all. We're going to talk about Minecraft because one of the things I want to tell y'all, I went to his class. It inspired me. I've been working with this cat, so I kind of knew what the class was all about because I know him. But to go to the class and be inspired, one of the things I want to tell you, if you want to be a Steve Harvey, he didn't even know how to get there. But once you got somebody that can teach you how to get there, you got to change your mental. That's what he do. He changed it where it's an everyday change. Success is a progression of changing of your mind from what you was taught, detox, to what you really need to be doing.
Yes.
Enriching. I'm telling you, great class, and all I can tell you, get involved, stay with the show, and find out more what he got to give, because I promise you, I endorse, and yes, I got him for president. Craftman, that's my boy. That's one of the things I want you to see. Minecraft.
Yeah.
Now, you get to hear more of that from him, because this is the person to show up with me each and every time. So, besides the great person that just you are, how are you doing, Craftman?
Jay, I'm doing well and very
good.
well. I'm doing well and very well.
Mm-hmm.
I am at this place, finally, this place in my life where I'm living my dream.
Mm.
It's no longer a want. It's no longer a think about. It's no longer, might happen. I actually put it into place. And there's much work to keep up with the dream, but I'm so fulfilled in my spirit. I'm so fulfilled that the system I created, the processes that I created, I'm so fulfilled by, how I was able to bring all this together. And, it's just exciting, man. It's exciting to know that people are going to be blessed. That's what my cousin said. He took the class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I want you to come to Detroit. He said, because so many people are going to be blessed.
Mm.
And you know what it can do for you.
All day long.
You know how it can lift your spirit. And, ultimately, the way I'm positioning this product is it's a mental jumpstart to your life.
I agree.
When you go through a setback or a hurdle or a major problem or an issue or something, and we all have them, and we all have them all the time. The question is how do you get out of a dark place? How do you get out of a sad place? How do you get out of a painful place and get your feet on the ground and start moving forward? And that's what active mindfulness is all about. It's about keeping the mind healthy and strong so that the pace at which you live can increase. You can get more out of life. More love, more peace, more money, more time, more wisdom, more good out of life. And I'm just seeing so many people who are missing the mark. And ultimately, life is about how you think. It's not about what you have. It's not. We're not human doings. We're human beings. And so we have to be a certain way, no matter what's going on outside. There could be storms and chaos all around us. But we have to acknowledge the consciousness within and be whole and complete right there.
Man, I was so enriched by the class that I went to of yours that I hold a lot of things because in fact you gave me trickles along the way anyway.
Yeah.
So I can't act like I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, I already know you get it.
Yeah.
And again, I rock with people that I already know, great people, and they got a gift.
There you go.
I already know you had a gift.
Yeah.
So when you worked the class and you was doing it, I didn't look at you as craft. I knew. I looked at you as craft as teaching.
Right.
That way I can say, hey man, I got this, but maybe you can do this, this, and this. And I couldn't come back to tell you anything. I really feel like you work in the way that I want other people to experience.
Yes.
For real. And this is not me giving you kudos just on my show. My whole thing is I already knew you had the gift.
Yeah.
And you worked it out where I seen your gift. Where I didn't look at you as the person that I call on, my boy that gives me support, the person that helped me with my radio show, that did things. I'm looking at you as a person that's teaching the class. And I understood.
Yeah.
From a level not of knowing, but a level I wanted to achieve. I wanted just to achieve success. I don't want to be known for one thing, multiple things.
We have to be known for multiple things. And
Right.
that's what the course was basically going to share with you, and
Yeah.
how to manage those multiple things. So,
Mhm.
listen, a great way to introduce
Oh,
ourselves.
yes.
This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is
Mhm.
my boy Smooth Jay. And we are here to liberate your minds and souls with a great dialogue.
Yes, yes, yes.
We simply want to just chop it up on the subject and find out what inspiration happens to be down in the bottom of this well that we're about to go into, right? So we hope that you can grow from this show. We hope you can learn something. We hope you can make some good, powerful decisions for yourself in your life
Mhm.
based on what you hear, our stories and opinions. And so we always start the show off with a prayer. And didn't know, Jay, would you like to do the prayer tonight?
Yes, I'm gonna do a prayer tonight. I'm gonna change the game because one of my prayers gonna be is over my man Craftmatic. One of the things I can say, God gave me a gift when He brought me him. One of the gifts was just an understanding of another person to unleash the power that you have. My power wouldn't even be understood without the people to be blessed with you as He brings them. He brought me you, and I didn't even know how. It was at a time that I couldn't spend anything, do anything, but yet you stayed with me. You said after I left that establishment, again, I met Kraft early on. But one of the things, it's not just about that, it's about him. He was a person that stayed with me, even though I wasn't able to do anything at that time because I was handicapped, because I had to go in and change a system. But it wasn't about the system. I met the person. That person rocked with me when I did the Jay and Shay show. But at the time that he rocked with me, I was at a place that I couldn't do anything. But he kind of knew it, but he stayed with me. And he blessed me because he stayed with me. But the next person came in and bought everything to keep him blessed as well. Because again, it's not just about money, it's about the understanding of the person. He was selling something at that time, but he sold something more than just a dream to me. He sold himself. A strong individual that can make it through anything. So when I tell you about this class, this is a classy person that can teach you things that you would not even believe. And he's patient. Everybody's not patient. Everybody wants to get paid. But one of the things I can tell you, it ain't about just the money. He wants to give you a blessing. And I can tell you, only God can send people like him. So again, y'all praise pastors, you praise it for people. And I'm telling you right now, it's just not about praise. It's about a person that's giving you his best. His best is a praise, because I promise you, you won't ever be at your best until you understand the best. And that's what I got rocking with me. And God, thank you for giving this man to me in my life and my family, because he is family to me. This is my brother that's sitting next to me. And God did this because, again, he don't make the mistakes. We do by our choices. And he gives you choice for figure out what choice you want to make.
There you go. Amen. Right? I appreciate that so much, Jay.
All day, man.
You know, I'm an emotional man, so I don't want to get too emotional here, but I'm truly grateful.
I wouldn't say at least it was true. You already know.
Yeah. That's powerful. I don't know that you said those words.
I didn't. And not before we
show.
started here.
Yep.
But the bottom line is that's how I feel. And you should know it. This show is no more than a reputation of me as, again, a person that does this. And I should be able to speak it. You gave me every reason to be able to say it. And you can always go back in archives and hear it, because it's a true statement that I feel. And I don't say it for the show. I say it from my heart. Because God gave me the ability to start this.
Yes.
But he also gave me the people to continue it.
There you go.
And that's not hard to do. But I promise you, you made it so easy, because you always had your own. And we always found ways to incorporate. That's why relationships does work. And that's why marriages can work and everything else. But we don't communicate. And it's hard to see where somebody's going, because I was going one direction and you was too. Bottom line is, we still see the path that we can get them done. That's how things should be.
Yes.
But we believe in good love, and we believe in feelings. We believe in emotions. Where's the drive and the dedication? Because without them, what is you praying for? What are you doing?
Without drive and dedication, you're going nowhere. That's absolutely right, Jay. Speaking of which, let's just dive right into this subject here. Doing the right thing. Now, we live in a very different world than we used to live in. The world we used to live in, we would trust that people would do the right thing a lot more than we do nowadays. Now we seem to have to check up on people and keep track of them and figure out if they're not hurting us or if they're trying to take advantage of us. And so, this conversation is probably going to go in a myriad of directions. What would you like to start, Jay? Doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing when ain't nobody looking. Quit trying to do the right thing in front of somebody and impress somebody, and understand that 9 times out of 10, what you trying to impress ain't even being impressed by your enthusiasm, the things that you say, the words that you say, because all you're doing is being impressive. When I can go back and look at Facebook and see all the negative stuff you putting out there. You're negative in everything else in your life, but yet in front of me, your boss, you want to be that special person. I know a fake when I see it. Sheep clothing, wolf, and all the rest. My whole thing is, before you play the game, understand some people play before you. My whole thing is be good, be understanding. It's just like I started this show off. I started off saying praise because this person showed me each and every time. He showed up for a reason. It wasn't just for me. It's because there's a dedication in him. These are the reasons why we need to go back and say thank you. For people that keep doing the right thing through all of it. Not the ones that's just doing it to impress you. To the ones that just want to ride you. It's because he got a goal too. And his goal is to make sure he stay pure regardless of what you do. That's doing the right thing. Not this crap that everybody keep telling you. Because, it depends on who's looking at you. If it's the right thing, it's the right thing. If you're doing wrong, you're doing wrong. To speak to a person, to uplift a person, but also to correct and check a person is the right thing. And let me have some fun while I'm on a real tangent. Some of y'all don't got real friends. If y'all go out here looking like clowns and they let you go out there, you ain't got no real friends. When I go out here and I do some crazy stuff, I got some people that tell me, hey, bro, you're doing too much. Because they real friends. These are people that's willing to see you do great all the time, not some of the time. Bro, you got to be better at this. You got to do this. If you out the box, bro. I want some opposition. I'm not always perfect and right. So doing the right thing is doing it all the time, not some of the time. I'm going to be, I don't know how Kraft going to take this. I told you, I said, man, Kraft, I don't want you to think I'm a stalker. But I ain't hear from you in a while. I was checking on you. You my brother. I want to know you all right. You're like, yo, Jay, I'm sorry. I'm handling everything, but I'm okay. To the lobby, man, you was doing the most. Whatever. That's my brother. He ain't nobody going to mess with him. I got him. My mom was like, I like how you feel about it. He a good dude.
That's beautiful.
I'm like, Mom, it ain't just how you feel. I've been feeling this. Yeah. That dude do for everybody. And I want to make sure he good. Because he ain't out hurting nobody. The man say to himself because he don't want to mess with everybody because everybody want to mess with him in the wrong way. This is a strong dude. And then that's when you do the right thing. You be there for them. That's how God got you. Because he walked with all kinds of people. He ain't just walk with the rich. He didn't just walk with the righteous. He wasn't walking with them dang on princes. He walked with the people.
Yeah.
When then all want to judge him. Well, he didn't judge y'all. Do the right thing. He showed you. He gave you a template, but you still want to do what your bosses do. You want to do what the Joneses do. You ain't for me. Keep your ass over there. Doing the right things is more than that. And it's talking to people sometimes a little stern and a little hard, but just understand it ain't about hurt. It is about uplifting. We all need more, and we're not doing more. We're allowing people to do things that don't make no sense. We are watching people get hurt. I see people on TikTok film somebody get hurt so they can get views. They ain't intervene. Now I understand some of the stuff that they filmed they couldn't control. Get it. But do not assault a person and show me and keep filming these fights because everybody want to watch them. Because if it ain't pay for view, please understand. I don't want to see some 2 little girls fighting because y'all want views and y'all supposed to be parents. Please put the cameras down and instill better in our future because we're starting to look like a wreck. And when I say a wreck, I don't like it because I want better. I don't want our kids to be fighting. They're coming up missing. I don't know what's going on with them. It's scary. But then we ain't helping. When we showing them acting a fool, we showing them with no control. But then you want control. But what I see on your page, you don't care for it. Because you know what get views. You understand the ratchet. Go against what get views. Go against society. Go against everything that you was taught. Because half of it was wrong. And understand what God gave you. He gave you the ability to make better decisions. And you're not choosing them. Because you want to be accepted. When I started this show, I didn't care for acceptance. That's probably why it ain't #1 rated. Guess what? God didn't tell me to be #1 rated. He told me to give your heart. Show me your soul. And I'll show you a better future. I ain't been living bad at all. What you've been living is your choice. Let the devil take over if you want. God leads me. And I'm going to roll with him. And I'm not going to give praise when I get there. He helped me through all that bad.
Yeah.
Okay? So before I ever get there, I'm going to give it to him. You know why? Because I already made my choice. You got to make yours. Because the devil going to make it look sweet. God never told me it was going to be easy. But one thing he told me, it wasn't easy for Jesus. So why you ever thought it'd be easy for you? So it's a path that you're going to have to choose. And it is not always a path of evenness, but when to do the right thing, it's all the time when you see you can do it. I'm like Nike. Just do it. Because I promise you, ain't going to be nobody to pat you on the back for every good thing you do. But I promise you, for everything that they can scold you for, they will. Everything that you did wrong, they will show. But I promise you, when you do some great deeds, it won't be always recognized. And quit looking for it. Because everything is on you to do good. I've never had to teach a child to do bad. Never. If you ever see a child do bad, nobody had to teach them how to do that. But I promise you, you always got that skill too.
You always got to teach them what to do right.
Come on.
And
Tell me why that.
And that's a marvelous dialogue there, Jay. The first thing that comes to my mind when I think about doing the right thing, I think about liars, thieves,
Right.
cheaters, people who bamboozle and swindle and take advantage and sometimes strong arm, act like they don't know. These are the kinds of things when we talk about doing the right thing that we're really addressing.
Right.
Because if you are engaging with any constituency in the world, you're going to be listening very carefully to what they say.
Correct.
You're going to be watching very carefully as to what they do. And if you one single time, if I see someone not doing the right thing, I label their entire being with that one thing. And I'm not being judgmental,
Right.
but I know universal consciousness, and I know that if you lie a little bit over here, then you will lie a little bit over here.
Correct.
Right? If you take something from somebody over here, then you'll take something from somebody over here.
Right.
It's a natural law principle, and we've never seen it to not work. Right? Past behavior equals future behavior, and very seldom do people change their behaviors. In fact, statistically, the average person will never change their behavior more than 15% in a lifetime from 7 years old. Their behavior is set in stone. And so if they're game players, they're going to always be game players. If they try to put you together, have people try to put you together, right? You have people who, they won't ask, but they'll try to, compromise their way into getting what they want out of you. Right? They won't just come clean. They won't just say, "Hey, can you help me here? Or can I borrow this? Or can I get a ride?" They'll be like, "Well, are you going that way?" Well, I was thinking if you was going that way, maybe you could just wait a minute, And then while you're going, you you on the trip, and they want to stop by the store, and they might want to do an eat-in. You call all kind of silly stuff. I'm a big proponent of doing the right thing because your character is who you are.
Say it.
What you do and what you say speaks to the soul of who you are. And if you are hurting people and bamboozling people and cheating people and lying to people and stealing people, I've even had good friends, right, who were cheating on their girlfriend or cheating on their wife, and I just have to look at them a little sideways, like I love you, you my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? But God, you're really doing some crazy shit, right? If that was me, would you do me like that? You know what I mean? So we really have to pay attention to the messages that we are sending people. Let's send the message that we want to do the right thing, and we all know what the right thing to do is, right? There's a little essence in every cell in your body that knows the right thing to do. And anytime you go against that, you can feel it deep down in your soul. You can feel it down in your spirit, And so let's all hold ourselves a little more accountable to doing the right thing. People who gossip, talk behind other people's back, tell other people's business, always in other people's business, right? Those are examples of not doing the right thing. If I tell you something in confidence and you go back and tell somebody else, I can no longer trust you.
Correct.
Right? If I trust you with something simple and laissez-faire, how am I going to be able to trust you with something real? How am I going to be able to trust you with something that really matters? Sometimes doing the right thing requires you to ask for forgiveness.
I like that.
Sometimes doing the right thing requires that you admit to your error, your mistakes, what the bullshit you brought to the table, etc., etc. And to be honest with you, if there's a relationship going on here and you don't admit your wrongs, I can't trust you.
Can I give you
can't
one?
go through it. I can't do this again believing in you like I believed in you the first time. Because it's obvious you won't do the right thing.
I totally agree with
you. If you made a mistake, you have to own it.
Can I give you one?
Yeah.
A celebrity did something a long time ago. This is not a person I follow all the time. And again, you got to be a Atlanta native. David Justin played for the Braves. Great guy. Did great things. Okay. He was dating Halle Berry. Okay. Their breakup, they were saying all kinds of stuff about Halle Berry, what went on, who all she was with. And David Justin said, you know something? It didn't work out. He walked away from it. And I really feel like, something, he gave a level of doing the right thing. It's not always about bringing somebody else's stuff, issues to the table when I am a celebrity and I'm looked at. Because, again, everybody want to look for them to say some things. Because, Holly was this and Holly. But he was like, you know something? I was with her. And I ain't saying nothing. And that's what life's about. Quit going to Facebook. Please, younger generation, I'm not going to talk about you. I just want y'all to understand. Sometimes it's a little courteous. Because we get hurt and we go through things. Everybody don't need to know your pain. Because I'm going to tell you what happens. And this is just from my own personal experience. I went through something with my ex-wife. And I told people she was like this and like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, they automatically assuming the worst. So when they seen I worked it out with her and I stayed with her, they was reminding me of the stuff I said. If I forgave her, why are you over here reminding me of what she did? She can make a mistake like anybody else. She human. But if I forgive her, you need to forgive her. And if you don't need to be my friend.
There you go.
You need to do the right thing and understand that I make that decision. That's my wife. And if I want to fix it, that's my right. But don't you ever feel like you got the right to remind me of a wrongdoing of a person and when I'm trying to get past it. Because that's what people do. And you ain't never in that position. And that's what I feel like people do when they put it to social media. Don't let them lead you. Figure it out and work it out, because I promise you, more people will give you bad advice than great advice. The greatest advice is a person that's been through enough adversity to understand you, to not give you the power or the disrespect to make a bad decision, but make one. I don't have to keep telling you what to do. I want you to make one because you're going to stand on it. Not one to tell you what to do, because that's the wrongness of today. I wouldn't be with her. Half the time the people tell you that ain't had no success in relationships, in business or any damn thing else, and you listening to a wrongful person, a person that studies knows, quit telling them what to do. Give them options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Options get you a better result than telling, because telling makes me feel like I don't need to listen to you.
Right. You know, this is a subject that can go so many different directions, and I just want to name off a few of things in terms of doing the right thing. Sometimes doing the right thing means you got to say goodbye.
And don't be scared to say it.
And don't be scared to say it. And that can mean so many different things. That can fit so many situations, but sometimes doing the right thing means saying no. Right?
Right.
If you find a wallet, what is the right thing to do? Try to find the owner. One of the things that I really wanted to pound home in
with money in it. We talking about you find a
wallet. A wallet, and it might have $1,000 cash,
$1,000,
and cards, credit cards.
Now I feel like if I return it with the money missing, I still did something just to say. Because obviously you don't got to go get your license again. I ain't never used none of your credit cards. I ain't do nothing bad, but that cash is to me. I feel like right there. That's a fine defeat.
Now watch this. If God was judging your actions to go into the pearly gates,
you're right.
This was the last test you had.
There you go with the righteousness.
See, righteousness is what it's all about, right? Because watch this. We don't know what that money's for. You did good right
Because I'm going to tell you, and this is real reality, and I want to say it, because a lot of people feel like, I really needed that. Let me tell y'all something right now. If it was $1,000 in there and you found my wallet, I promise you didn't have to take it out. I'd have gave it to you. Because I'd have been so gracious to make sure I didn't have to go through all my other stuff. I'd have gave that to you. And I promise you I'd have gave it to you off the rip. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's just me. But the bottom line is, because God gave you the gift to try to give it back. And I'm going to give you a gift of a reward because you didn't know what all God had planned.
Yeah.
But he already taught me. You don't have to do that.
Sometimes I'll give you the gift of reward is that I'll say thank you, but I can't give you my rent. That's my rent money.
But hold on.
So I'm gonna find a way to love up on you. I'll bake you a cake.
And I'll give it to you. But again, he ain't never forsake me. So if I gave up that rent money, and I already know he got me, I promise you. So I would give it up because I gave up way more or less.
I get exactly what you're talking about.
But my whole thing is, to me, I'd have lost that on whatever due diligence I was doing or mistake I might have made. Because again, I reached one time I was walking through the airport, and you know how you gotta empty all your pockets, you gotta do everything.
Yeah.
Bro, I was in a rush to catch the plane. I reached in my back pocket to put my wallet in real quick, and it fell out. Didn't even know it, bro. And I'm talking about this is a real thing. Fell out, and I'm grabbing something else, and the lady see me trying to put my belt on. She said, "You just dropped your wallet." She didn't touch it, nothing. She just said, "You just dropped your wallet." She ain't know me. Yeah. She ain't know nothing. So guess what? I turn around, but how my life could have changed if I didn't. Right. It wasn't a lot of money, but my whole thing is there's great people out there doing the right thing because they know we catch a flight. We're on the move. She knew what we all had to go through. She know it's a hassle, okay? Right. But you know something? Doing the right thing get you a reward. Did I reach around and see what was in my wallet and run to her? She was already down the other aisle. My whole thing is how I still got blessed.
Yeah.
And that's why I said if I had to go in it and give it, I would. For a person who's willing to do something.
Let me tell you what this whole issue comes down to for me. The one thing that I really wanted to say all show.
Hey.
I am afraid of karma.
Okay.
I am afraid of the Lord. I am afraid that if I take something that does not belong to me, that I'm going to be punished. I'm going to reap what I have sown. Mm-hmm. And so the fear of the Lord becomes my foundation, right? Mm-hmm. That every single time there's an opportunity to say the wrong thing or to do the wrong thing or to even sometimes think the wrong thing, mm-hmm. I start saying to myself, hey, I don't want to have to pay for that. So right. I have lived a life where I have protected myself from repercussions. I don't want to ever experience damnation repercussions because I didn't do the right thing. And if you do the wrong thing, it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you real quick. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's coming. And so pay attention because karmic law is absolutely in play. Now, I also wanted to say this.
That
Doing the right thing, in essence, I want to suggest that we're going to have disagreements with people, right? What they think is the right thing and what I think is the right thing may be two different things.
correct.
And so sometimes people will judge you because you don't do the thing that they would do. And so the thing that you do is not as right as what they would do. And so they judge you, right? I'm just talking about the idea that, if I'm at a place, convenience store, I got some extra cash in my pocket,
Right.
I'm probably going to love up on that guy who asked me for some money. The guy who says, hey, I'm just trying to get a meal, and I've done it many a times. I go into that store and I come out with sandwiches and chips and a big gulp that they can refill, and some cash money. I've done it numerous times.
Right.
Some people don't agree with that. They say you feeding the homeless and you're enabling them, and I don't believe that at all. I believe that is doing the right thing. Actually, the word says, and we don't always adopt this,
No,
right?
to
But what the word says is that if somebody asks you for something and you have it to give, you are obligated to help them. That means that you're not supposed to turn away and say, well, I'll think about it, I'll come back to you, and all that other stuff. Now, we have to be mindful that there are some people who ask us for things who don't do right by us. Therefore, they don't get favor. If I've helped you before and you just used me up and you didn't pay me back and you didn't mention it and you act like it never existed, then I got no more love for your requests. Your requests are on unfruitful ground over here. You know what I mean? But if you did the right thing, then obviously doing the right thing is reminding me that you owe me some money. Doing the right thing is paying me back. Doing the right thing is letting me know that you didn't forget it. Doing the right thing is not taking a trip when you owe me $500. Doing the right thing is showing up on time, right? Doing the right thing is preparing. Doing the right thing is, no matter how tired you are or how long your day has been, doing the right thing is getting up, showing your significant other some love. Is that event that she wants to go to and you don't want to go to, or vice versa, that doing the right thing is about showing them respect for what they like and for what they need. In a relationship, everything is about doing the right thing. And most of the things that you do can't be done for you. You have to let go of a lot of the things that you want when you're in a relationship. That's how it's supposed to work. But if you go into it not doing the right thing, being selfish,
right,
doing what you want to do, hanging out with your friends, spending all the money, not planning, weekends or vacations or nights out with your sweetheart, if you're not pouring into her, if you're not loving on her, if you're not giving to her, if you're not saying you're sorry, those are all examples of the right thing to do. And we actually are compelled to do that in life as natural. It should be easy for you to say that, I don't want to say that. It's going to hurt her feelings. It should be easy to say, you know what, that doesn't belong to me. I'm not going to take that. It should be easy. Our whole walk in life is about, I think, making easy decisions. However, the people who don't do the right thing oftentimes are riddled. They are literally riddled with, I'm not enough. Or I don't have the break that they have. Or I'll take it from them because they got the wherewithal to replace it. Or, this company, they're shutting down, and so I'm just gonna take a couple of these computers. They ain't gonna miss them. It ain't gonna matter. You know what I mean? But
to get over.
Right, it's a get over. Those are unrighteous things to do. And if you engage in unrighteous things, whether you know they're unrighteous or not, I believe that there is a price to pay. I spent 30 years of my life professionally selling. One thing that I never did was set myself up for a failure. I never set myself up. I never overpromised. I always tried to deliver on time. I always tried to give more than I was asked to give. I was always there of service. I never wanted to hurt anybody in the transaction. I never wanted to take advantage of people. I never wanted to put them in a position where, because they did business with me, now they're living a hardship. They came in for a $300 payment. I had them leaving out in a $550 payment. And in 6 months to a year, they're repoing or not eating meals right because I put pressure on them in a car deal. Right? I don't want to have that kind of karma looking over my shoulder. I want to do right by people. And I want to do what's good, what's edifying. I want the Lord to say, you did well, son, when I leave this life.
That's how you live life.
That's how you're supposed to live life, man.
But what was my prayer? My prayer was because of the fact that God gave you a gift and you show it.
Right.
You show up with it. Don't everybody do it.
Right.
That's why I said, I'm glad you was with me, because God had to send me a person to help me be a better person.
Yeah.
And he sent me you.
Yeah.
And he sent me you for a reason.
Yeah.
You've been through enough. That's this you.
Yeah.
You don't do no more than what you are blessed to do. You are that person.
Right.
I've had problems with that person sitting outside that gas station.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I have problems with half these people sitting out there.
Yeah.
And they sitting there and they doing these different things. Because I already know I've been on a position that I'm real close to them. But my whole thing is I've been blessed enough that I'm not. But what I like is he brought me a person that humbles me. Yeah. Where I have to say, hey, you know something? Just because all the stuff that you kind of know does not always apply.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me so drawn to you, because again, with your passion and your feelings, I get back to one of the problems I used to have with churches. That 10% was really for us to do things for the community. And y'all are getting rich. Mega churches doing mega. Listen, I ain't talking about none of y'all mega pastors or anything. I am saying a lot of stuff that's written has been changed to personal gain. And my whole thing is people are hurt. And it ain't always being spread, but it's not me judging.
It is.
I'm only saying,
well, I tell you
to
what,
me,
that's a
you are a person that sits in a spot where you have been always giving. You ain't even got that throne. You feel me? But you a person always been showing me love and passion and gifts to others. And that's why I'm saying our circle does not have to consist of people outside. It's the great people inside. Yeah, and that's why I told you, I've been blessed more with you than I want to say I want to be blessed by others, because you have showed me consistency. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about them because I don't know what all they do.
Right.
But one thing I can tell you as a man, you stand strong. You have a love for God. You have a love for family. You have a love for your parents. And you always want to see things through. And that's not everybody that you meet. But I promise you, to me, this is me, that's why I gave my thing to you, because again, I don't want to make it all about you. I just want to make sure people understand good people are hard to find, but when you find them, be blessed and understand. God gives you blessings. Can you understand the lesson? Because I had my own trials and tribulations. You just help understand why I went through some things. You feel me?
Right.
It doesn't just make you a bigger, greater person. It just makes you you. And that's why I love being around you. Because I need great people around me. And to me, you're great.
Thank you.
All right? And I don't need a pastor name or ordained to be. I just want to know a great person, and you are it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to say. And do the right thing, because I see it in you.
Yeah. And I always try to do the right thing. I got a question, because Jay mentioned something that's really tricky, right? Here's where we come into judgment, right? The judgments about things that we sometimes know and sometimes we don't know. But mega churches, mega pastors, they flying around in jets, driving Rolls Royces. Mm-hmm. And my question to you, forget he's a clergy. Okay. Forget he's under the auspice of Almighty God. Mm-hmm. Let's just assume we're prosperous men. Mm-hmm. How much money is enough to have and not have to share it with the world? Because I might be sitting on 10 million. I might be sitting on 200 million. But I'm not going to neglect the world, but I'm not giving away what I earned. And I don't think they should as well. I've always marveled at people who could feed hundreds of thousands of people
Mm-hmm.
Like if I feed 100,000 people across this country, I need to be balling out of control, and that is my right, and that is my God-given blessing to be blessed like that, because I'm offering so much value. We're talking about people who have the influence and who are protecting the hearts and supposed to be nurturing hearts with the minds, with the mind of God. That's what we're doing. There's some of them who aren't nurturing people's hearts with mind of God.
You know that.
There are some people who just have a great constituency of people and a large number of people, and they feel fed, but mostly it's somewhere for them to go. It's somewhere for them to support. It's a cause for them to be a part of, and it's not necessarily about what you teach. It's not necessarily. Sometimes it's about your location. Right, but there are people misusing the word of God to some degree. But I don't believe that if I go and feed the masses, that I shouldn't be really, really rich. And I might walk past broke people all day, every day. I'm gonna be like Christ. I'm only gonna help those who ask for it, and those who ask will certainly get my help because they had the faith to ask. But I'm not gonna be helping people just because I'm rich, and they're not. You know what I mean? And I think that's the right thing to do.
And I'm gonna tell you all day long, this is where everybody get misconstrued, because young people are hurt. If you don't ask, you won't receive. Bottom line, if you don't work, you won't receive.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, you can ask me anything you want. That's why people are asking. My whole thing is, I'm not asking the churches to do all the things that need to be done. My whole thing is, we need to have an understanding of what we're dealing with. Deal with people on a day-to-day personal level compared to a judgmental. Right. I don't care to have a judgmental, because one of the things I can say is some of the things I see in you, I'm not judging. My whole thing is, you do what you do. Okay? And that's the realness. Mega churches and mega pastors, I have no right to judge them at all. You know why? I'm not ordained by God or ordained period or feel like I need to. They do what they do. And however they do, as a man, I could care less. I got to do me. When do they determine what I do? What I make is up to me. Y'all are giving too much power to somebody other than God. That's not God. A mega pastor is not God. But what I will tell you, God tells you and pushes you in the direction which you need to do. Yeah. We are giving too much to other things than what we need to. Who you want to help, and how God placed people in your life for a reason. You are placing somebody in front of you. He said, don't idolize nobody other than me, but you choose to do it anyway. Yeah. My whole thing is, watch what you idolize and understand what you can do. You want to give that to them? You can. No one said you have to give it to the church. You can give it to the people. You can find ways to do. Tyler Perry has done things, and I'm not just enlightening him because of the fact he did with D and the rest. But when his studios came up, and I'm giving something because I like doing things because people don't understand, folks. Tyler Perry's studio brought the whole neighborhood around them to a point where their taxes went up. He put a freeze to what their taxes was and paid up their taxes because of his dream.
That's the right
thing.
Now,
my whole thing is, that's what I call the right thing to do. Yeah. Now, someone be like, why are you going to bring him up? Because he played with D and the right. Listen, quit judging and understand the message.
I believe that there are many of people like him, and they're doing a lot of right things. We don't understand this world that we live in. That a third of the world is business and industry, a third of the world is government, and a third of the world is not for profit.
Right. Can I say,
a third of the world is not for profit. That means there's a lot of giving. There's a lot of supporting going on. There's not enough credit for people who are doing the right thing.
Prince did more than most people know about.
Yeah, did lots.
And it showed after his death, because no one spoke on it, because he made sure nobody did. So when I say people do the right thing, they're not looking for the glory.
And that's what we need.
And
we need
that's
more people doing the right thing.
Come on. And that's what it's about. And I mentioned his name because, again, most people know about Prince. And if you didn't know his story, please look it up. Because, again, he spoke a lot. He did. But please understand, there's a lot of underlying things. Tupac, there's a lot of great people did great things for a reason. It impacts you more than just their music and the things that they did, because they were great people. And these people, we don't always understand because they weren't looking for that glory.
And let me tell you, the other part is that they're on a level that we can't understand.
Oh, my goodness.
They're operating at such a high level. Do you imagine how much bullshit they got to deal with at those levels? extreme amounts of stuff.
I ain't
And,
even on that level, so I know.
And so, yeah, they're very giving. A lot of the people who have made it into the, well-to-do and well-off have made it, are giving, and we need more of that. Just a couple of other items here I want to mention. Doing the right thing. Unfortunately, when you're under attack, you got to get the enemy off of you, and that is doing the right thing regardless of how it looks. But don't go and hit somebody with a brick. You know what I'm saying? Don't go and get yourself in trouble. Don't go and do something that you can't repair. But sometimes
Right.
the world is just made of a good fight, and some
Right.
days you have to fight. So
I gotta stop. No one knows about that until they go to your class,
Right.
And learn. You got to learn words of affirmation to change a position in which you're in. And I'm doing this, y'all, because again, none of y'all went to his class. And when I went to his class, I promise you, the power of the mind is to change what you speak, how you speak, and how you think. Using powerful words to get you into a place because you already know you want to be at B, but you at A. And you got to learn positioning. And one of the things I want to highlight right here, because I felt it in my heart, bro, because you did this to me when I went to your class, let alone I believe in other things. And I'll tell you, one of the things is the book Secret, to speak affirmations and the rest. But words, and it wasn't just a word, it's compound, but I don't want to give your whole thing away. My whole thing is to know you have to do more mentally to change what's in front of you is one of the things that I love to tell y'all we are trying to do. Y'all gotta take this class because it's one of the things that I promise you, it changes the simple mind portion compared to the reality that you are, I like to say, common to. It takes you to take meditation in your time to realize you make the difference. That's why I don't judge pastors, preachers, or anything. What about me? What's the best thing for me to do? To take a class to know what's the best for me.
there you go. That's kind of
And
like
that's what you do.
taking care of yourself.
And you do that.
And
Mentally, that you can ward off so much
yeah.
when you believe in you and believe the power in with the words that you say. And you're speaking this into existence. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a naysayer and I didn't say anything. And somebody taught me a long time ago, crack, don't tell nobody nothing. Show them.
Right.
You taught me, speak it into existence. And don't just speak it with definition.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, that's why I support them and I totally agree with them when nobody else will, because I want nobody else to, for them to realize where they're so wrong. He's so right. Because God gave us a gift. Are you willing to see it through somebody?
There you go.
And I see it in you.
Watch this. I'm gonna say one last thing. We're gonna close with this.
Okay.
You're doing the right thing. Do what you say you are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Stop making false promises. Stop not following through. If you said you were going to do it, because that is the right thing to do. If you say you're going to do it, they're expecting you to do it. They expect you to be on time. They expect you to make the preparation. They expect you to get it done. And so you can't tell people that you're going to do something and not follow through and think that that's the right thing to do because you changed your mind. Not when people are leaning on you, when people are counting on you. Do the right thing and do what you said you're going to do. And if you don't do what you said you're going to do, you're going to lose their trust. But you're an unrighteous person if you don't do what you said you're going to do. That's the bottom line. This has been Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes.
My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we want to thank you folks for being here with us tonight. Another great show. I hope you learned something. There was a lot of integrity and morality in this show.
Great thing.
And, I even caught a lot of it out of myself. So we're here every Thursday from 7 to 8, Facebook Live. Please like, share, subscribe. Bring your friends and family. And continue to come back and get some of this rich work that we're putting in.
All day.
Never forget, folks, that we love you. We appreciate you. And with that, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.